Hello, everyone. I am Sweet Pea,
And I'm Pretty Bird.
and together we are Pretty Sweet. Welcome to Pretty Sweet Distractions, where we speak unfiltered about life, love, poetry, and prowess. Shameless and kind, we're never boring, but we aren't always late for work. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the distractions in the form of open discussion on artful words. And now for the rules. We are grown up people talking about grown up things using grown up words. We want you to find your peace. So if you're easily offended, this may not be your bouncing tea bag or your cup of tea or whatever floats your boats. We like to have fun, poke fun, and generally have a great time. So if you're down for being distracted, sorry, come hang out, chat, call, like, leave your opinions on our opinions. We have live streams every Thursday and Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tonight is all about blowing away those myths about growing old. So, who you calling old? That's what I'd like to know. So, we want to kind of throw away all that, you know, those myths. Tonight's going to be a fun night about that, especially for me. I definitely do not want anybody to sit there and think about all the things that we go through or elderlies go through. Because some of us think age is about a number or age means a certain thing. And that's not what we're going to be talking about or thinking about, or what are those stereotypes. When we really get into it and think about it, um, that's kind of what we're going to kind of bust those up, kind of have a little bit of fun with that. Um, People take aim at that. So age is, more than that. It's a mindset, especially for people who refuse to fade out, slow down, or play those roles that society wants to assign us, like get in your rocking chair, grandma, go, be gray haired. Oh, you don't know anything about technology. You don't know anything about, how to use an iPhone or a, Android phone, or, there are those experiences that we're not supposed to understand, or things like that. Not to say that I'm old, but, or elderly, or senior citizen, or all the other acronyms that we're supposed to have. Besides, that would mean I have to give up my life and leave it in the hands of others because I'm feeble minded, as I was told the elderly are. But am I elderly? I keep having to ask myself that question. At what age do we become elderly? Is it 55 when we're allowed to join AARP? Or is it 60 when I get the discount at the grocery store? Or is it 65 when I always get my discount or start eating my dinner at 8 o'clock in the evening? I'm really trying to figure out when elderly kicks in. Or is it really in your brain? Because I know some 35-year-olds that are kind of elderly. They don't like going out past 8 o'clock at night. They don't want to, do certain things. They just want to sit and vegetate in front of their television. So what is elderly, and when do you become elderly? I don't. But again, that's where it comes in. Age is more than a number. So I'm not sure what elderly really means to me personally, or what it might mean to you. But I do know this, especially for me. The older I got, the more my body hurt. My muscles don't particularly want to do certain things. My hips don't want to move a certain way. I certainly don't want to exercise as much as I used to. But I get out there. I still run and I play and I do things with my dogs, and but it hurts more. It hurts a lot more. So maybe that's what makes me elderly. I don't know. I haven't had a
Oh,
clue on that yet. But yes, pretty bird. Your thoughts?
I was gonna say I didn't say nothing.
Oh, I thought
Um,
you did. I thought I heard you.
no, I didn't say, gosh, I'm over here trying to wrangle my dog. Um, I think elderly is an age bracket and not a mindset. I think that for me, just word wise, old is different. Elderly is ancient, you know? And I've been crocheting since I was, I don't know, I started. I am very much not single digits, but I started crocheting a lot at 25, and I've been called grandma ever since because it's not really a young person thing, except for now since the pandemic. Um, there's a lot of really young teens and 20s people on the internet doing all this stuff, but I'll sit there and I will just crochet at the doctor's office and crochet here, there, and everywhere else. And I'm all grandma this and grandma that. I am not a grandma, but people equate certain things with that. Now, that's the only time really that people say anything to my face is when I'm doing, old lady hobbies. But my body's thought it's been 80 since I was 24, so there's that.
Mine too. Well, maybe not since 24. I would say more about 44. My body said, what are you doing? And then, things kicked in different ways. But yeah, that's my body's given in long before my mind.
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
fell out of a moving Jeep at 24, and I ain't never been the same.
oh my God, no. But see, you were doing something in a Jeep at 24. I don't know. Well, actually, I probably would still go four wheeling. I loved that. That was a lot of fun. So, you know, but it's
Yeah,
there are.
I didn't do that shit in the Jeep. I'm just saying.
Oh, I used to have like a really great Jeep, all like the ones without the walls and everything on open air Jeep, and go four wheeling and do all that kind of fun stuff. But I think I'm just as adventurous as I was in my 20s as I am in my new decade, and you know, I still have all that adventure. I still have that need, to go and see and touch and play, and it just takes me longer to recover, a lot longer to recover. So, but people would not think that, you should be doing that. I have a child that is always constantly going, "Why are you doing that? What are you doing that for? Don't you know you could be hurt? You could be this." And I just look at him and like,
So then they're old.
yeah, like, shouldn't you be doing this? Shouldn't you be out doing this? But it's kind of crazy to me that we have an entire group of people that are still out doing this. They're, hang gliding and jumping out of airplanes, which I have not done.
I
Which
have.
I know you have, and that's just so exciting. It's something that I want to do, but I haven't done.
I mean, it's a thing.
It's a thing. Did you enjoy it?
I loved the free fall, hated the parachute ride.
Really?
100%.
Huh.
I can free fall all freaking day long if there was no bottom to hit because flat is not good.
Oh yeah, eventually it does go down. Oh yeah, but I still, well, I wouldn't say I still love roller coasters. I used to be a crazy roller coaster person, but then when they did things with my heart, I can't do roller coasters because it does funky fluttering things. Which when they tell you if you have a heart condition or not to go a condition not to go on the roller coaster, and I blew that off thinking, what's it? It really does mess with your heart. So listen, I didn't think it would, but live and learn. Um,
Well, adrenaline, it does not always bode well with heart conditions.
yeah. Uh, but I didn't think it would mess with mine. Mine would stick, but no, it did. So I can't do roller coasters anymore, which is very sad for me. Um, yeah, I was upset. Anyway, I like fast cars. I like, all of the things. So I'm still an adrenaline junkie. And it doesn't matter, I think, how old you get, that you still want that adrenaline rush.
If
Rack.
you like that to begin with.
Yes, if you like that to begin with. I don't think it changes. If you're kind of a mellow yellow, hey, I like this is my style, I think that stays with you too. I don't think it changes because of your
I don't
age.
think that roller coasters are. I wouldn't equate that with adrenaline that way. I mean, I grew up in Florida, so theme. I can tell you everything about all the theme parks my whole entire life, and love the roller coasters. Are they scary? No. Are they exciting? I mean, sometimes, but they're fun, which is a different thing than fun and scary. They've never scared me. And the ones that catch me off guard with a little jolt of, oh my goodness, I laugh hysterically. It is absolutely fabulous. So I don't know from adrenaline. To me, I will equate true adrenaline in my experience with unfortunate things, because fear adrenaline and fun adrenaline are not equal.
Oh, absolutely not equal. I agree with that. But I'm like you, I giggle. I giggle on roller coasters, especially if they're really steep and they go down fast. I'm a giggling mess. But that's fun. That's not, oh my God, I'm in danger. Oh my God, that's fearful. That's a different adrenaline rush altogether. That's I don't like fear adrenaline. I don't like to be scared. I like to have fun. But I don't equate that to fast cars either, or fast motorcycles, or I don't get fearful in those situations.
I don't motorcycle. I will never motorcycle. I used to motorcycle when I was 6 years old with my grandfather and my neighbor, but nope. I've seen too many people die, and more power to the people who enjoy all that crap. I don't. I've when you get to see bones out of flesh, it's not okay. But it's funny because my brain just completely just went sideways. It's but okay, so you said I don't like to be scared. I like to be scared. I do not like life threatening things. But I love a good haunted house when they're chasing you around, and I like that when I'm prepared for that. But I don't know. I mean, did I jumped out of an airplane? Yes. Do I do all those high drop freaking straight down in your face roller coasters? Also, yes. Is it a scary thing? I mean, it's scary beforehand. It's not scary during, because at that point it doesn't do you any good to lose your wits. I'm built different. I'm like it's a sad state of affairs what I am.
Hardly. Um, but going into it, there's a certain expectation. It's when you go into a situation that all of a sudden you're in danger and you have no expectation. That's the kind of scared I don't like. Like all of a sudden you have no idea where you're at or what happened, or because I've been in those situations, and that's not the kind of scared I like. Those are bad, scary, adrenaline, why the fuck am I here kind of thing. And mm-mm. I don't like any kind of adrenaline that involves a reptile. That's always bad. Always bad.
I don't. Uh,
Yeah.
is that your way of saying you're afraid of reptiles?
I am so afraid of
Oh,
snakes
because I'm
that
thinking, well, I don't have that.
that
I don't have that experience.
I I
Oh, you're breaking up.
um just awful.
There's
And
music playing. Do you hear
and
that?
I don't know why that happened.
That's
That is
weird.
weird. Yeah. That it wasn't even the music I originally had playing. So hey, gonna pick itself
I,
now.
I have a
um,
theme song.
it's Rag. He's here. He's arrived.
It's tenuous at best, apparently. You missed a whole bunch
I missed a whole.
of
What?
quips, and it's unfortunate.
I'm sorry. So, what are your thoughts on
Whoops,
age?
connection.
No, we are hearing you.
Okay, I'm really
I'm
understand
here.
on my side. It's like dead silence. I don't even know. I'm going to end up repeating myself and talking over everyone on top of everything else.
The joy of lags.
Yes. This is the first time I've heard you, though. I didn't hear anything prior to that.
Pretty Bird's making all kinds of comments about adrenaline, and I'm making scooter jokes, and she's not hearing me.
Well, there's reasons for lag sometimes, too.
Yeah, lag the dog. My thoughts on age. Age is only a number. So I'm with you guys. What he'll wear when. That stuff doesn't matter. I know. 60-year-olds that act 12 and 12-year-olds that act 60. So
Listen, there's a whole half of people on this
it's weird
planet
dynamic.
that stop at 14 because it's all fart
I think
jokes and other
I think I
things.
know
I'm just
all of them.
saying,
I
right?
think I know all of them.
I am the reader.
They gravitate. They, they gravitate. One of us. One
OMG.
of us.
Oh, that's not right, Rag. That's not right.
Snapping people our way.
Oh, that's just too funny.
I cannot.
Oh, there he is. The king of them all, the pun slinger, raconteur.
Okay, so when
Oh,
when
Oh, I
you
brought you
floated this,
perform.
go ahead, Rack.
No, I was just warning her. I brought a performance piece tonight, so
Complete with audio.
awesome.
yes, yeah, you'll have fun with it. I hope.
I always have fun with you, Rag, so that's good.
So what stereotypes were you thinking? What fueled the idea behind the topic?
Okay, what fueled the idea behind this whole topic is a confrontation that my husband had buying new phones. We went to buy new phones, and the very young salesperson who had to be maybe just shy of young 20ish was selling this phone to my husband, and he's literally trying to take the phone out of my husband's hands and explain to him the very basics of using a telephone, not just a smartphone, but a telephone. And you know, my husband is very, very tech savvy, knows a lot of things, and he kind of had to put this kid in his place and basically say to him, just because of my age, because he had seen Bob's license, obviously, and knew how old he was, gives you no right to assume that I don't know anything of what you're talking about. As a matter of fact, you've told me one A, B, and C, and you've explained this completely wrong. So it was just such age discrimination, and the fact he didn't even know what he was talking about. So it was just that interaction was, these some people, these younger, not all, because I would never put anybody in all, but the attitude of, oh, I got to sell these phones to these old crickety people. I'm going to try to explain a smartphone and how it's going to work, and I can't. And he was even making fun of, oh, my mom has a hard time texting me, so you're going to have to press this button here, and try to go to this button. And my mom gets really confused trying to, and my husband just stare. I mean, and you could see him fuming, like to assume that he didn't know how to use text or the difference between messages and messenger, and it was just such an assumption on his part. So it was kind of what brought this all up is,
I
you
mean,
know,
it's not discrimination. It's just an unfortunate mindset. And I would
right.
assume that it's their unfortunate experience that when people bring in, their grandma or his grandma or whoever it is, that they, I think that young people today don't understand what is and isn't helpful, just like they don't understand how to respect their elders in mass quantities. And people think that they are, you know, that they're supposed to be respected by everybody else when they respect no one. Now, I mean, at least he sounded like he was kind of nice, even though he was making unfortunate presumptions, you
Oh, he
know?
was a nice kid. I would not, and the fact that I call him kids, but he was a nice, and I mean, he was doing his job,
Yeah, I
but
don't
it was,
talk to salespeople. When I go and deal with upgrading my phone and stuff, they're like, "Let me. I can do it my damn self. Just sell me my phone. Let me get the fuck out of the door. You don't need anything else. Goodbye."
shut up, leave me alone. But yeah, I mean, it was just that kind of like, oh my God, really? No, no. But I think it was, my husband also is like, no, 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 you're saying it wrong. No, no, this is not. Don't tell them to do this because you're leading them astray. So, it was also a kind of a helpful situation too, and it was just kind of one of those things. It was funny in a way that he really honestly just didn't even ask a question. He just made the assumption, which you're probably right because he doesn't run into a lot of people that they don't know how to text or they don't know how to do it or, they're not quite sure they understand. But the group of friends that we hang out with or that are our friends, obviously they all know how to text. They all know how to use their phones. They all know how to do all this kind of stuff. So it's a little different because the people that we hang out with know how to do it. So we're not used to the other side of that. So,
My mother was
well,
horrible at the. I mean, could she text? Kind of. I mean, she could barely see her phone. So she can text just fine, but she would get, and she was perfectly lucid. She wasn't crazy or anything. She would forget who she texted on what, and try to have some kind of continuity and conversation between WhatsApp, regular texting, and Messenger. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Because I'm like, first of all, that was my sister. Second of all, I don't even have WhatsApp, so that was not me. And so that I found that to be absolutely hysterical. But it was mostly that she can't see. I was like, okay, so you need a tablet because this phone is not working for you. There's no you would have to zoom that into 2 letters per line.
God. And my tablet, I can't through my tablet personally. I can't stand an iPad. I can't stand Apple in any way, shape, or form.
You cut out.
It hates
Okay,
me.
I see your thing moving. There you are. Okay, so you cut completely out for me. I don't know if anybody else heard. At I can't stand Apple anything. So continue.
No, Apple products just tend to get lost in how they work, and it's probably just me because I don't use them enough. But Apple and I don't get along, so that's my technology. And people are always like, "Oh, you gotta love Apple." You got no, I'm not a big
No, you
Apple
don't.
fan.
I'm not either, and it's not that I can't work them. I have a problem fundamentally with everything being on the wrong side of the screen on their computers. Can you fix it? Yes. Do I want to have to go in there and reconfigure everything? No, the fuck I don't. You know. But even my husband, who prefers Apple, he once he got his first iPhone back when it was at number 3, he's never had another anything but an Apple, and he loves it. And even on his computer, he he downloads Windows to use on Apple just because it's an easier configuration to be able to do all of the things he has to do with the people he has to do it with. And I'm just like, all right, then that's whatever, it's fine. I listen, I'm so lazy that I can't with the one fucking button at the bottom of an iPhone. I was like, if I have to click more than one thing to get to my home screen to go to my task manager or to go back one, I'm having an issue because I never liked the freaking codes on Nintendo, you know, back forward, A B, whatever. I cannot with that shit. And if I have to do that on my phone, I don't need it. It's fine. I also have never been a fan of fucking FaceTime, especially, and I think they fixed it a while ago, but there was a long time there where somebody FaceTimed you before you answered, they can still see your shit. And I'm just like, oh, hell no, that is not fucking okay. So, no.
Oh, I didn't know that. No,
It was there for a hot minute. Not good.
no, no, that would never be good.
I'm
If
sure
it,
it's fine now.
yeah, mm-mm.
It reminds me of Running Man, where you know the guy's in his apartment and somebody calls wrong number. Maybe it was Demolition Man, one of those futuristic whatchamacallits, where there's some naked girl up on the screen. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, wrong number. And I'm just like, why would we ever want that to happen? Why can't we just wait for somebody to click accept or okay?
Hello, yeah.
Because no, the answer is, let me tell you what. Because here's the thing: if I'm calling somebody and I'm picking my teeth or rubbing the snot out of my eye or whatever it is, nobody needs to see that.
Nobody.
I'm just saying, give me a little lead in time.
Yeah. If I need to scratch my ass before I pick up the phone, that's my time. Thank you very much.
I mean, I don't know that they can tell you scratching your ass when they're looking at your face, but okay.
Hey, I may need to bend over. We don't know what stays in the
Oh,
camera.
MG. They also have that live image thing where you can take like however many seconds of video with a picture that gets so many people in trouble. I don't know how it works. I don't care how it works. It is not for me.
Yeah, none of it's for me.
And it's not that it's hard. It's new, and I don't feel like learning that particular thing because I don't need it. I mean, most of my family feels that way about driving manual transmission. Like, I don't need it. I don't. I'm good over here, and I get that. That's fine. I am a little bit of a control freak, and therefore I love me a 5-speed. I just do. And so it's not that I can't do hard things or things that other people consider hard. It's just I have zero desire to deal with one fucking button. That is it.
Yeah, I'm good with not learning how to drive stick either. Just put the little thing in drive and we're on our way.
Oh, but there's just something about a V8 and all that control that is better than any fucking roller coaster, and riding shotgun shotgun doesn't cut it. It is not the same experience. And it's delightful. I highly recommend.
I've had people try. If in an emergency, I could do it, but it would take us a while to get there.
I
So
think
hopefully you're
that
not bleeding out.
any kind of emergent situation means that if you're not comfortable with a clutch, it's going to stall the whole way because yeah.
That's why I said I hope you're not bleeding out.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's just that first gear that kills me. The rest of them I can get through. Just
First
first
gear
gear.
is easy. It's the clutch that's the problem.
Yeah,
So we lost Rack a while ago. Hopefully he comes back.
I hope so. He needs to come back.
Because I
That
don't want
poor
to play.
thing.
I don't want to play his thing without him there because apparently he does a thing. Who knows? We
Who
shall
knows?
see. So hopefully he'll come back.
Come back, come back. Okay, well then you have one on the board
And you
tonight.
have two, so you go first.
All right. Then I'll start with if you can put it on Restream, I appreciate it. I'm going to do us lovely lady first.
Okay, you don't have to tell me. Just stick it on the board and I'll grab it.
Okay, thanks. I will do it on our board if I'm pleasant enough to do that. Working on phones is not my greatest world. You know, I'm so coordinated with all this stuff.
It's up. So whenever you're ready. Except for that I can't hear you at all. I wonder if everybody else can hear you and it's only me that can't hear you, but I can't hear anything. There you go.
All right. Here I is. Okay. This is my lovely lady. I was at a dance by chance and met a pretty lady. Well, maybe not a lady, because I was sure I could get lucky with this one. With a big and a little bit of liquor, I charmed my worked quicker. Out of that dance hall we went. Sure, she was a pretty one, and I knew I was special, as she took my arm and walked through the doors at the Ritz. Lucky twice in one night, that credit card was approved, and off to room 40 we went. She started to giggle, and I asked, "Hey there, dame, what's with the wiggle?" She quickly proclaimed that being 60 made her feel sexy and hot. As soon as the door closes, she smiles and proposes. As I watch, as she gets ready to sin. Till my dying day, I will regret I said yes as I watched this horror movie begin. First, she whipped off her wig. No, her hair was not blonde. It was, then out came her teeth. First to the top, then the. She pulled off her eyelashes and then her eyebrows. Out came her contacts as she started to squint. I braced myself, even cried a bit, but it was I that invited her in. So I bravely stayed on. When she finished her show, I thought I smelled cutlets, and like magic, she pulled chicken out of her breast. I swore if I smelled tuna, I was out of this mess. When she wrapped her arms around the bedpost and cringed, I might have stayed even after she took off her leg and threw it over her shoulder. But I had to go. I did what I could. But I ran just like you would when she started licking the bedpost and screamed, "I love the taste of your wood." And poem.
Oh my. First, let's say hello to Rack and Tor because he's back. Hello, Rack. How are you doing? I see you. I cannot hear you. Okay, so maybe he was in and out. All right. So this is absolutely hysterical. Here's the thing. This is also why I don't do strange, because you never know what you're going to get. Plastic this, fake that, slinging their leg over your shoulder. It's a whole mess. Listen, with all that going on, it's a good thing that she didn't have a third leg of her own, is all I'm saying. But it's funny because here's the thing about aging. And first of all, the first time I heard chicken cutlets was at my wedding, and my sister's like, "This, give me the cutlets, give me the cutlets," because she was always smaller than I am ample. She not so much. Well, now she's got boobs, but she didn't back then, and so she needed the let me just push them up to give the cleavage, and I had to pull the cutlets out of the drawer because they sure do look like chicken breasts. Absolutely freaking hysterical. But I think it's funny that there is a certain line, and it's not necessarily the age number, that people just assume sexiness isn't a thing. Now we're going to cut out the top end of all of this stuff. We're not talking, 50-year-old movie stars that have a chef, a nutritionist, a fitness guru living in the house, all that shit, because that's not normal. Okay, but there's an assumption that when you get to a certain age or an age range, that the sexiness gets dialed down. That all of these, and I'm like, sweetie, 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 no, let's go over some biology. Men hit their peaks much younger, women hit their peaks much older, like their sexual prime. That's just the way that works. That's why cougars exist, because they'll teach the young bucks a thing or two. And I kind of love that that's reality, you know? Now, you don't have to be old to pull off your lashes, to take out your cutlets. We'll leave the leg where it is. Because here's the thing, when it comes to natural beauty, everybody has to define that for themselves. And that's not an age thing. Now, all this Instagram plastic people with their fake boobs and their, ridiculous eyelashes that are, match their 3-inch fingernails and all the things, more power to you. If that's what makes you feel beautiful, more power to you. But if somebody that I care about can't look at me just barefaced and whatever and still find me beautiful, how, if they can't look at you and still truly believe that you're sexy or beautiful or whatever it is, how is that a foundation of true emotion? How is that even remotely love? And that is more important than what they think of you when you've got your tits pushed up to your chin, your eyelashes so freaking long that you can't open your eyeballs properly, and nails so ridiculous that you can use them to skewer your meat and on little tasting plates instead of a freaking toothpick, because you can't grab it otherwise. I find these things that are all mainstream now were they always mainstream? They were always there, but I think now, between the face contours and extreme this and all this stuff that there's 10,000 tutorials on social media all over the place, I think it's a different animal. I think Instagram made everybody try to clown make up their face for pictures, not realizing that in person it looks like clown makeup, you know? And so I wonder, this, regardless of age, how many people are like, hey, because I was going to age myself with the song. They're like, hey, let's go up to mine. And then they get up there and they're pulling off those lashes, and they're taking off their wig, and they're taking out their fake boobs, and they're either no boobs underneath there, or they're hanging down to where they hang because real boobs are heavy. And how many people get disappointed? And I get that the morning after is, hit or miss when you go to bed drunk with a new person. But yeah, I don't know. I went sideways because you pulled out all the things, and my mind went to all the things. So I don't know if Raconteur is back or not.
He's in the studio.
Yeah, but he muted himself.
Oh. I saw the muted. I didn't know if he was just unmuted because of us or him.
No, here's the thing. He's on. I can't. Unmuting him is a difficult thing.
Mm.
Okay, so I don't. Yeah. All right. So I am not sure how to unmute him. So because it's not something that I can do because I didn't mute him. And we're all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see. Can I do it here? No, it will not let me. All right, Rack, if you can hear me, you muted yourself. You have to go and find how to unmute yourself. It should be at the top of your square on your screen. I don't know how to help you find that, though. Okay, so those are my comments, and we can't hear from Rack because he's muted.
He's muted. Yes, he's muted. Poor Rack, muted. All right. All right, well, we got to go from there. Yeah, and I think the same way. I think that there's a lot of, how can I be prettier, younger, look younger, be younger? all of
I
those
mean,
other
is
fun
it
things.
really wanting to look younger or be younger or just look the best you can? I don't know. I'm weird.
I think a lot of women want to look younger. I think that there's always that competition or that need to want to be. Maybe not. Maybe I don't know.
What competition?
I think with everybody else.
All right. This is where
I
I'm
mean,
broken.
you are broken. Yeah, you don't ever feel that.
Okay, when I
So
was younger and like early 20s, 18 to like 22 or whatever, um, I was very hyper aware that I was not okay. I lived in a beach town. I was not Miss Bikini. Now, funny story that what when I thought I was because my sister was scrawny and I was curvy. Now I was not remotely fat. I wasn't even chubby, but I felt like a cow because my sister was scrawny. We're talking skin and bones scrawny with a booty. And I didn't realize until like 5 years ago. Now I'm old, but
Completely
5 years ago
understandable why
when
you felt that way.
what?
oh, nothing. I've got a problem with my other phone. Sorry.
It's fine. It's just that with the lag and rat coming in and out, I don't know who's saying what. Where was I?
You're good. You were not the beauty of the beach, which you were. You just didn't know.
No, I wasn't. I don't know where I was. Completely derailed.
Sorry.
It's fine. I had a story. I don't remember what it was. I was in the middle of something.
You were living in a beach town, but didn't
No,
think you were the beauty.
no, it was
Oh,
after that, and it was somewhere completely else, and I just don't know where that is. But it's okay. If it comes back, I'll let you know.
please do.
Yeah,
Um,
but I wouldn't count on it because my brain doesn't work that way. Once it goes off the tracks, it doesn't find its way back on its own. Maybe because I'm old.
oh, I don't know about that. I sent you a voicemail. I still don't know what the hell it was about. So, we're on the same page there. Oh, good Lord. Um, I think
Hold on a
the,
second. I'll take a rack. Are you back? No, he was there. Now he's not there.
oh
We've been
God,
chasing him all night long. Oh my goodness.
we're tracing Rack, a dog with a bone. We'll find you. We'll find you, my love. We'll find you. Ah, good Lord. Well, that leaves me with what I was working on, and I can do it. I know I can. Ah, good
What were
God.
you working on?
You, putting you up,
Oh,
getting you up.
so
Because,
mine is not old. It is all about mind and well, life in general, that things that don't happen until you have lived quite a long time.
there you go.
But
It's wonderful.
yeah. So I know that you had mentioned competition. So back, this is the beginning, but I don't know if I'm gonna go down the same path that I was. I don't remember the fuck that was.
Okay.
But back then. Oh, okay, I know where it was. Okay,
Okay.
so 5 years ago, I had a whole box. I was cleaning out my garage, and I had a whole box of. Is that rack?
Yes.
Well, it's about time. I have a feeling to be in and out all night. So I had a whole box of clothes that I had from when I was like 19, 20, 21, 22. Things I used to wear all the time. Love these outfits. Didn't want to donate them. So I offered them to my niece. And she's like, okay, I love this. I love this. I love this. Her husband's like, ooh, you're going to keep that one. And then she got to a skirt that I used to wear all the time and she could not close it. Now, this girl is full bikini, holy hotness, all the things, right? And she could not zip that sucker up. And I'm like, I was thinner than that. That's what the fuck I look like. My life would have been completely fucking different. Okay.
But
And so I never realized that. The thing is, living in a beach town, if I went to a bar or a club or whatever, yes, I had real fake IDs. I was out and about from the time I was young. It is what it is. To dance, even not drink, not pick up guys, because I'm that kind of nerd. Anyway, so I would go to these clubs at these bars or whatever, and there'd be all of these neon wearing spandex, wearing big haired fucking people because I'm old. And I just wasn't that. And I never looked at them like competition, but they looked at me like competition because they hated me. They were snarky. They tried to stomp on my feet and pour drinks on me. I'm just like, I'm too quick for your bullshit, but okay. I had one girl try to set my hair on fire in a bar. Yeah, fun stuff. I didn't know her. She was a stranger, but apparently the bartender kept on refilling my drinks and ignoring them. So that happened. Women are petty. So here's the thing. I never looked at them like competition because if you liked those women, I was not the girl for you. And I didn't give a shit because I didn't go there to pick up guys. And so I never really looked at things that way. I never had to vie for somebody's attention because if they didn't give it to me, I didn't want it anyway. I was stubborn. Did I crush on people? Yes. Did I chase people? Never, because I I think that I had the mindset of, and this is not a holier than thou thing, it's a low self-esteem thing where I'm like, well, if they noticed me or wanted to talk to me, they would. So I'll just sit here with my waist long hair over my shoulder, flinging around like I'm retarded, and maybe they'll notice. And I said the R word, to myself, don't come at me. And so it is, you know, it's different than sitting there and one guy, four girls, and pick me. I just never had that mindset because if I had that mindset, I think I would hate myself even more because every time somebody got along better with somebody else instead of me, I would feel like I failed, or I would feel like I wasn't thin enough, wasn't pretty enough, wasn't whatever it was. And, I hated myself enough with all of my awkwardness that I never went there. It just didn't happen to me, like for me. Like it makes no sense to put that kind of stress on yourself when people are going to do what they're going to do anyway. And I learned a long time ago that people get offended by the way I speak, by the way I hold myself, by who I am just existing. So I can't win in either this way or that way. So when you stop trying to win somebody, when you stop trying to be the one that is at the top of whatever list you make up in your head, there's no stress there. You can just exist how you are, and people are going to come and gravitate towards you, or they won't. And if they don't, they're not your people. And when it's no longer a competition, at least for me, you really can pay attention to just how stupid the pretty ones are. And I'm talking guys. No offense. I know some really smart, good looking guys. But the ones that know they're good looking, that don't think that they need to have a conversation, that can just stand there, the whole room goes gaga, they tend to be not the most intellectual conversationalists. And I would rather take a quiet, nerdy guy that can talk to me for like 6 hours on all the different things any day of the week. Because I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I like to talk a lot. And so I don't need pretty and useless. I need somebody that I mesh with. And you realize who people are by how they deal with the people around them. So if you've got all of these, fake titty, big haired, freaking spandex wearing girls shaking it out at whatever, and they're going any, meeny, miny, mo. No, you are not for me. You're pretty to look at. I can look at you from here. We're good. And maybe that made me an asshole. I mean, it's not like I verbalized this to anybody. It's just, nope, we're good. I'm just going to be over here dancing by myself. Y'all can go and fight it out over some moron. You're fine. So when you said competition, it's not that I was out of anybody's league by any means. I don't compete. If you are torn between me and so just fucking go. I don't need you. And with the exception, and I will say this because I've had that mindset my whole life, but if you are enmeshed in a relationship that is bonded, that is a hard thing to do. But generally speaking, I don't need you, you're good. And it has kept me out of those petty nonsense. I've seen girls just freaking verbally undercut each other with smiles in their face my whole life. And I just never understood that. If I like, I'm not going to be like, oh, that looks so great on you if you look like a moron. You know, I'll be like, oh, sweetie, one wrong shimmy, your tit's going to fall out. You might want to fix that, you know? I'm
Right.
like, so I don't know. It to me, everything was apples and oranges. I wasn't the hot one. I wasn't the slutty one. I wasn't the drunk one. I wasn't even the fun one. You know, I was just who I was. And it's not a boring thing. It's just I never had that mentality, you know? I don't know. I missed out on a lot of fun experiences because apparently I've got an old lady brain. Even when I was 18.
Oh, I don't think about that. I mean, I think, well, I don't know if wise is old lady brain, because I know a lot of unwise people my age. So, I don't know if that's old lady or that's just wisdom.
You know, it's funny because I think the only way wisdom can be found is through experiences and the near experiences of others. But you have to understand it in a way that lets you be able to have people comprehend it when they ask you questions like, well, you went through a similar situation. Tell me of that. Will I ever get over it? And if these people don't ever um like analyze it, don't ever think about it, don't sit there and understand why they made the choices they made and why that sucked, because not everybody does. People are like, nope, I'm good. We're past it. I don't want to think about it anymore. People don't always have a pull to understand why they did what they did or why somebody else did what they did. You know, you get tired of overthinking it when you're in pain. You don't want to think about it anymore. I will never stop thinking about all the things. So people don't assimilate the knowledge that they could have gleaned from a situation if they don't actually want to go through the situation. If they want to jump over it or go around it, skirt all the things and not trudge through that kind of pain that leads to understanding, they're not going to be wise. You can't be wise while you're avoiding everything. So I know a lot of old people that never learned a gosh darn thing about life. And I know a lot of people younger than me that have been through enough that they have war stories. So I don't
Right.
know that wisdom is necessarily age. It comes with how you assimilate your life lessons into knowledge. Because people that don't learn from themselves from all their mistakes, that's not wisdom.
Now, there are a lot of people who don't believe what they've done is a mistake.
Well, it may not be to them. Just, I mean, it may be a mistake if we did it, or if we look at it and we think that would have been a mistake for them. But that's not our business. That's their lives. If they don't think it's a mistake, it's not a mistake. That's their choice.
Yep.
But if they're going to come to complain about the aftermath of bullshit, I'm like, that's your own bullshit. What did you think was going to happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't fix that for you. You know?
I'm sorry. You did that to yourself, and now you don't want to deal with any of it. Uh-huh.
I'm just like, well, A plus B usually equals C. So I don't know what you thought that was. So Rat keeps on popping in and out. Say hi. Are you with us? I don't think he is. Poor Rack. He's going to say a word here and a word there. We love you. We hope that you
We
can have like a
love
whole
you.
conversation at some point.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. It's so bad tonight. It's crazy.
it is. We had such a great show on Tuesday. No issues whatsoever. And tonight it's like,
There was a little bit of lag, but I can take a little bit of lag. Not all the in and out and robots and whatnot. I don't know if
no.
it's stormy weather around or what's going on, and we're even all closer in time, so it's amazing that it is, what it is tonight. So that's unfortunate. It's funny. So I'll tell you one thing about being older. When my kids were young, okay, so I have this really big driveway. It's not like a circular drive or one of those like U's. It's very, very long. like wide. You go in one fence, and then you're over here 4 car lengths away in one gate, out the other gate. But that other gate also comes up and around the back to the carport. So I only use this side. I don't give a crap about the front. But to have my kids and my friend who used to live across the street, their kids ride their bikes, it was in a big loop, a little bit on the street and all up and down the driveway like that, right in front of that. We just sit out there and watch them ride, because it's hard to ride bikes on somebody's gravel driveway, you know? So I was like, that's fine,
Right.
whatever. So fast forward to now, 15 years down the road, and I've got same family, different generation of kids, and they go screaming all over my driveway, which is right outside my window, and nobody ever tells me anything. And at some point they asked my husband, "Can we ride? Can the kids ride there?" Yes, okay. That was like 5 years ago, and they're still there. And I lost it when they went inside one of my cars, because
Oh, God, yeah. No.
no. And they're screaming. I was like, you're the one who said yes. You go over there and tell them to shut the fuck up, because I cannot. Because I get migraines and I get all these things, and my window is right out front. And if your kids that I don't personally know are going to be screaming up a storm in front of somebody else's house, running up and down. Okay, there's a sidewalk that goes directly up against my house, like almost around my house, because the person who owned the house before me needed a wheelchair. So it's got a sidewalk up against my house that they want to go and run and scream. That is 2 inches away from my face. Get the fuck on my driveway. Move.
This
And
is not a
and I'm
generational.
sitting here arguing with my wonderfully kind and generous husband. And I'm like, that is our homeowner's insurance. If they want to sit there and throw rocks and, God forbid, break one of our cars because they're little kids, or get locked in there, nobody knows that they're in there, and then they die, that's on us. You don't see anybody sitting with them in our driveway watching them do these things. This is a problem for me. If there was an adult out there, I could be a little kinder. But at this point, I'm like, get the fuck off my lawn.
It sounds like you were watching.
No, I was listening, getting very, very pissed off, and telling people in my house off because my eyes twitching because I get the screechy of the 5-year-olds. I'm like, it would be different if they were like my grandkids or my great nieces or kids that I am invested in. Or they are not. I do not know them by name.
You don't give a generational yes to the neighbors. Whatever generation it is, they can play in my yard. No, it's not the way it works.
So that's where we stand. They have been doing better, but it's summer, and I'm not looking forward to it because I'm going to be crotchety. I'm going to be like, no. The answer is no. Don't make me fix that freaking gate so that nobody can come in, because
it's like
it's nuts. But then again, the neighbor to the right of them used to take his 4-wheeler and grab my kids from my yard and go whip them around, because I'm on an acre and there's a whole field on the side of my house, and just go around in circles. And I'm just like, can you go slow? You know, you're drunk, right? Give me my kid back. But at least I was out there, and he would ask. I'm like, just go slow, just go slow. I was like, that's not slow. So, you know, and but I actually like know him, and he's nice. I wasn't too worried about it. And I'm like, if you don't slow down, you're not coming back here. He's like, I'm sorry. And you know, but I was out there, you know. It's not like the weird neighbor that tried to pull my 6-year-old out of my window to go and see his so-called freaking puppies. I was like, do not make me call the cops. Get the fuck off my property.
That's kidnapping.
Unhand my child. It was not okay, but I've got puppies and no shoes or teeth.
And you have my child pulling him out my bedroom window. No.
That was my living room window. But yeah, no, it was not okay. Why are you freaking touching anybody? I had my screen off, by the way, because that was the summer. My AC broke in Florida. It was not okay. So I had fans everywhere and open windows to have air moving. And so I was sitting there, and popped the screen out because I would rather have mosquitoes than that kind of sweat heat. And so I needed all the airflow. And so he just reached in there. He can see my, but no, he cannot see it. But I don't even know what your puppy is. We call them weird things puppies. You don't know me.
Somebody reached in and grabbed my child, and they're lucky they wouldn't have a shotgun in their head.
I'm telling you, I was just like, I don't think so. It was not okay. I was like, I know where you live though, right? So
oh my God.
Okay. Just like there's this one time that it was 11:39 and I hear outside my window and I woke up the husband and I said, there's somebody outside, take the bat. And he's like, because it's usually bat or gun, just take the fucking bat. You're not shooting anybody today. And no, they were casing our house because I don't know what kind of weird mess, whatever they were on, but they're all like, oh, I was here early and I no, you weren't. You were not here. I was here all day. I was here all day with my kids. I was inside, outside. You were not here. You did not drop any necklace. The cops have been called, sir. And they're like, they literally told the cops, no, but I was here. No, they weren't. They were, I promise you, they were never here. I don't know them. They don't know me, They didn't see, because my husband used to be out of town a lot. It's like they didn't see him come home. There was no truck because I picked him up from the whatchamacallit. And so they assumed he wasn't here. So, maybe let them know that I'm armed.
Mm-hmm.
And a pretty good shot.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Well, lovely lady, it's time for our announcements.
Is it? Well, all right then.
Yes.
So on Tuesday, it is no is a complete sentence. Though it may not always be the kindest option, no means no. It doesn't mean ask later or ask again in a different way. And if you ask me if I want something for the store and I say no, let it stand. If you ask me if you look fat and I say no, let it stand. While there may be an exception to every rule, no is a complete sentence.
And on Thursday, it is people watching. Grab some popcorn and let's watch. We can't always avoid the crowds or overhearing those intimate conversations on those quiet little speaker phones or cell phones that people have, because there's no exception of privacy in public. After all, expectation of privacy in public. Sometimes creating backstories turn into these moments with strangers into living poetry, tickling our funny bones, breaking our hearts, or just pissing us off. So some of us keep our eyes low and can't be bothered. Others, however, elevate people watching into an art form. So come join us on Thursday for the people watching event.
I don't know what an event it's going to be, but yes, for the people watching. And on the 23rd, Tuesday, it's I'm sorry, but so sorry, not sorry. I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry, but in my defense, apologies do not come with disclaimers or explanations. Some apologies aren't looking for accountability, they're looking for absolution. So why is sincerity so hard to come by when saying I'm sorry? I mean, the world will be a much better place if people could just be like, my bad, I'm wrong. Wasn't my intention. I apologize. Not that I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm sorry that what I did made you feel that way. Not I'm sorry you took it wrong. Kiss my ass.
And on the 25th of June, which is the following Thursday, it's Dreams, the Aftermath of Slumber. You're awake, still feeling the fingerprints of last night's dream on your skin. You can't shake it. All morning your head wanders, wondering which reality you're living in. When dreams feel so real, they linger. And that is the 25th of June. And that's what we have coming up. You can follow us.
Well, actually.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Next Friday, we have a story time.
Yes.
We usually do story time the second Friday of the month, but with the transition, we are a little bit late this month. So next Friday, it is Cruel Summer. So that is the 19th, I believe, is that Friday.
Yes.
So something to look forward to. And for those who don't know, all our new followers, story time, there is no poetry. We call in and we tell any story that is on topic. So if you had some crazy summer antics, if you had some summer heartbreaks, if you had some what the F summers, call in and let us know. It is the storytime shows are the only time we will be posting our call in studio links on social media. So look forward to that.
Absolutely. And you can find us live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. You can also find us live on Podbean,
Not live.
not live, but you can find us, listen to us on Podbean. You can find us anywhere you listen to any of your podcasts. You can find us Tuesdays and Thursday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern. Where else am I thinking? Oh, I don't know. I've got
You can
some.
listen to all of our archives anywhere
Oh,
you
yeah.
listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the places. You've got 300 hours plus of us jibber jabbering about all the things. Just click on the shoes and follow us down to all the words. Like, follow, share, leave your opinion on our opinions. Click all the hearts and show us some love.
Yes. And what's really great about that is I'm headed to Oz. So there you go. The Ruby shoes and all. Which makes no sense to anybody, but that's the competition I'm headed to this weekend. It's called Oz.
You
So
might want to tell them what competition that is, because it's you can't just leave competition
it
out
is,
there.
It's a doggy competition. It's called the Land of Oz here in Kansas. So I'm very excited about it. So we're going to have fun with my puppies and a whole lot of other people that throw frisbees for their puppies. And that's what I get to do. And it's a huge competition. And it's the Land of Oz competition. So we're very excited.
Okay, so I've been on the board for a while, so here we go. This is Lotus Mind by me, Pretty Bird. And it goes like this. Untapped possibilities, unwrapped mind, tamped into confines not meant for growth. The expansion of thought lambasted, ideology upbraided, time ticks boxes and columns of do's and don'ts, pros, cons, Prozac cannot fix what love has broken. Never is there such a word with no real parameters and subjective outlines, indefinable and cruel. If the road to hell is paved with good intentions, is that why my mind attacks my truth in if-then statements that fail to justify injustice? Creativity stifled, a voice silenced, a chopstick stuffing fluff into the corners of a pillow, the expansion of a mind bound in Vanta Black hope, where opinions are like assholes, but there's no place to shit. Used to could to never was. The thought of an idea scrapes concrete walls and shrinking ceilings. The system is broken. I am bound, you are binding, and there is no room to swing the sledgehammer without bludgeoning all that I am left. No versus yes, the gradient of a life and lessons that hold no meaning and forgotten, untapped possibilities. And poem.
Wow. Let's see. I don't even, there's so much here. Okay. Untapped possibilities, unwrapped mind, the expansion of thought lambasted, ideology unbraided. Okay. There's a lot just in that. Time ticks boxes and columns of do's and don'ts, pros and cons, pros that can't fix what love has broken. I don't know if anything can fix what love has broken. There is just so much pain in that and so much betrayal and so much hurt. I mean, they haven't found a drug to fix that, because once they do, then I think half the world could be healed. There's never such a word with no real parameters as subjective outlines, indefinable and cruel. And there you go. Creativity stifled, a voice silence, a chopstick stuffing fluff into the corners of a pillow. Yeah. That imagery for me is it's very vivid because I know how hard it is for some people to use chopsticks, and it just the whole stuffing and fluff and pillows and it just kind of there's nothing there. It's just fluff. It's just what exactly what you say it is. And where opinions are like assholes, but there's no place to shit but except on you. Because everybody's gonna give you their opinion and shit on you anyway, so there you go. The system is broken and I'm bound and you are binding. That's pretty powerful there. No versus yes in lessons that are hold no meaning and forgotten untapped, possibilities. And forgotten untapped possibilities. Because what the hell are you going to remember once somebody is swinging the sledgehammer? I just love the way you write with all your metaphors and your imagery and your creativity and how you take pain and put it in so many different ways. And my favorite, of course, is Prozac cannot fix what love has broken. Rack, are you able to comment? Are you with us?
I don't know. No?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't even tell what's being picked up, what's heard, what's not heard. I don't even know, you're saying stuff and then there's a lag and
We hear you now. Speak.
but would have had to have heard the poem too.
So let me explain a couple of things.
I think I've been beaten into
I brought this
submission.
one tonight because no, you're here now. We're good. Maybe I'm sure you'll hear the next. Well, you're here now. So as soon as I shut up, we're gonna play you. Because I didn't want to play you without you being here. So I brought this tonight because us old farts tend to lose our mind a little bit. And here's the thing: the reason why is because we have a lifetime of all of these things, of all the things we could have done that people thought we should have done, all the things that we would have done if only, and what if, and all of those things. And it's a lifetime that builds on itself. And in every one of those choices, whether we made it ourselves or if it was made for us, leaves a mark and a lesson learned if you choose to learn it. And so you learn in those do's and don'ts and pros and cons, and it'll drive you nuts because as much as you try to guide your own path, you get bombarded by everybody else that's crossing your path and you get sidetracked because squirrel. And it's hard to keep things straight on any given day at any given age. But when you've got a lifetime of all of this piled up that you still need to unwrap and unwind, it takes its toll, and you forget the smaller things, or you forget some bigger things, or you forget what's coming or what had happened. And age is unkind, and not for nothing. Even when it's not unkind, people think that you lost your mind a long time ago because they don't understand that old does not mean defunct. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's very true. Old does not mean defunct.
So, Rack, you still with us? I'm going to put you up. You still there? This is driving me nuts, 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 nuts. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Because it looks like you're there, and now he's not.
Yep, now he's.
I cannot imagine this is fun for people to listen when we sound like we don't know what we're
No,
doing. We do. I swear we do.
we do. We just keep losing Jersey. Well, it looks like he's coming back.
Are you with us, Rack?
I don't think so.
You
Yes,
are.
are.
Yay. Okay, just hit play.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready, sweet? You got to hit it.
Oh, I've got to hit play. Where is it?
Well, I can't hit it.
I can't hit it either. I don't even know where it
Oh,
is. I've got
oh
music
yes, you
going.
can. It's right here. Come hit it.
Oh, MG.
See
Ha
what you're
ha
missing?
ha.
All right. Don't touch anything. I'll do it.
I'm not touching anything.
Then how are you gonna hit it?
By Raconteur. I must be getting older, and I think I'm going to cry. Things just aren't how they used to be, and I simply don't understand why. My idea of streaming is sunlight through a window, not movies from remote locations. And when I hear something doesn't click, instead of mouse issues, I think human relations. A cursor is someone that uses foul language, damn it, not a placeholder on a display. Keys are supposed to open locks on doors. Can you appreciate my brain's dismay? In my day, a web is where a spider ate. A cloud hung defiantly against the sky. Surfing was done in the ocean, and fishing with a rod and a fly. Windows went in walls. Apples got baked in pies. Cookies were dunked in milk, and shares represented stock buys. Ram was an animal with hooves and horns, and a drive is what you took in your car. Tweeting was the sound that a bird made, and backup was what you did if you went too far. Spyware was a trench coat, and pop-up what Toast did. Life was so much simpler when I was just a kid. End poem.
I mean, that's just perfect. Okay. I love the whole Jimmy Stewart, by the way. So this is true. This is absolutely true. Now, my father, who's in his 80s, he worked on computers before the internet. Can he go on the internet? Yes. Does he appreciate? No, it's too much input. So he's good with cursors and keys. He's not so savvy when it comes to the web and the surfing and all of the things. Like he is full on CRT pre-Windows, and and it's a whole great big world out there that I don't know that he searches through well enough to find what he's looking for, because when he tries, he's like, can you just look this up for me? And I'm like, give me a minute. And I'm like, la 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 la, and I'll call him back usually inside 10 minutes, the whole list of shit. And he's like, this is why I keep you around. I'm like, gee, thanks. But I love spyware as a trench coat, and a pop-up is what Toast did, and that's true. I mean, even now, I don't even know if people go full pop-up toaster, if they go like toaster oven or one of those bagel toaster things that slides out the bottom. I'm just like, I just want a regular toaster that works. And then I needed to have like 4 things, and I needed to have that one bagel side because I don't cut even. And so yeah, I know I get this, and I love the affectation. My idea of streaming is sunlight through a window, not movies coming from remote location, and that's true. Yeah, I mean, and had we ever thought of the live streams for this poem, that would have been a whole other verse. But I love this, and I love the voice, and it matches the image perfectly. And I think he did such a good job. It's just perfect, 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 perfect for who you calling old. So, Sweet Pea, your thoughts?
Oh, I wish he'd come back so you could hear them. Oh, there he is. Good. Um, I love everything about this. This is just so perfect for everything that we do. And I agree with 90% of it. I don't like pop ups. I don't like cookies unless they're dunked in milk. I can't stand RAM. I can never figure out what a tweet is because I talk too much. Spy versus spy is what I deal with every day on my computer and on my phone because they're in cahoots. Yeah, a cursor or someone who uses foul language, that would be me, damn it. And life was always so much simpler when I was a kid because I didn't give a damn about half of what I give a damn about now. So yeah,
Dams.
and I love how you did this. It's just great. I love the whole performance. It was fabulous.
I've never been a devil may care kind of person. I was okay, listen. Back in the day, before digital cameras, I'm not old, shut up. And you would get a kid's meal at Burger King and get yourself a 99-cent 110 plastic camera with a little flip up little freaking square that you're supposed to take pictures with, and you don't know what those pictures look like. I always had extra film, and I was the one taking pictures of everybody because we didn't have camera rolls back then. We didn't have phones that took pictures of everything. That we're talking landlines and wishful thinking. And so technology, I was that girl that instead of doing the fun stuff and the stupid stuff, I would take pictures of everybody else doing stupid stuff, which was funny because when they didn't remember the stupid stuff they did, I was like, "Yaha, look, here's a picture, there's a picture, here's a picture." And it's funny because you would think that I would have worked for um the school paper, but no, I didn't. No, this is just for me. This is for me to laugh at you and laugh with you because it's all my friends. And I miss those days. We have several generations now that will never understand how to use an actual phone with manners. Because if you called your friend's house and an adult answered, like, yes, hello, my name is such and such. May I please speak with whoever? But you always have to be, hello, Mr. or Mrs. Smith. You know, my name is this and full name. Never just John Lynch. I mean, never just John. It's John Lynch. Your full name, so they know which one you are. And may I please speak with, and then your friend. And if they say no, you don't call back. You have to wait a good long while and hope that he calls you. And people don't do that. People bypass everything. People don't know how to be polite to anyone. They have this entitlement and expectation. And I think that the digital era has removed a lot of humanity from our interactions, and we can't be these 2-second responses with no care for other people's feelings in real life. And so you get to missing those times when you had to walk up to a girl or a guy in a bar, where you had to meet somebody in person and not just, weed them out of a checklist of likes and not likes and swiping left and swiping right and all these vetted things for the bullshit that everybody lies about on these things anyway. You had to actually meet people and talk to people, because I know so many people that go on dating sites that don't even talk on these so-called dates, especially if they're, those dates. They're like, bring food or bring beer or whatever, and I'm down. No conversation needed, and don't call me afterwards because I don't care. Then when you do have the dates, people forget how to talk to each other. They're constantly on their phone. They're constantly, not understanding how to be in a moment. We live in a world where you spend a stupid amount of money to go to a sports event. It is $71,000 for a game. What are they playing now? Basketball? No.
Yeah, they're playing national.
Okay, so for a seat at one of the last 4 games, and that's a small house. What the fuck you doing? You know, and they're going to spend that much money and then be watching it through their phone so they can make sure they got all the. Just watch the fucking game, watch the concert, enjoy the moment, because it's great to relive a moment. But how can you relive it if you didn't live it in the first place? You
I
know?
agree.
So I think that Rack's poem was very much a sign of the times. Now I am all for progress. I am not all for an AI house because I've seen too many fucking movies and it all started with the Terminator. I am just saying Skynet is no thank you. And but I like progress. I like ease of use. I like having my little tiny fabulous computer in the palm of my hands, look up anything I want, anytime I want, 24 hours a day. I don't like people being able to text me, message me, call me at all hours of the fucking day because they have no respect for time. Oh, well, I just thought of it. There are exceptions, but outside of emergency, if it is between 2 and 8 in the morning, leave me the fuck alone. And even if it's between 8 and 10 in the morning, I may not get back to you because fuck you, I'm not awake yet. But like mentally. But it used to be you don't call anybody's house, past 7:30 on a weekday, past 9 o'clock on a weekend. Now, if you were on the phone for hours on end, that's different, but you don't call somebody's house that late. And that's what we grew up with. It's disrespectful. And now there's no boundaries. People do whatever they want, whenever they want. If they don't catch you on a proper text, they'll catch your DMs here, there, and everywhere else. And sometimes they're like, well, she'll get it when she gets up. And sometimes they're like, why did it take you 10 minutes to get back to it? Because, sweetie, you texted me some non-emergent bullshit at 3:10 in the morning. And when you wake me up at 3:10 in the morning, the first thing I'm going to do is pee. And then I'm going to look at my phone. So it takes me a hot freaking minute, you know? So I'm just saying.
No kidding.
And if with all of that, it's non-emergent and you wake me up knowing that I barely sleep to begin with, then I'm gonna hold a grudge because I'm old and crotchety. But I miss the days where we had to interact in real time. Now, having said that, I also hate people. So I'm a walking just thing of hypocrisy. And I'm okay with that, because if I'm sitting there at a restaurant and you're not a waiter, unless you're going to be complimenting something, don't talk to me. I'm not there for you. I don't know you. On the way into, if we're all sitting there waiting, if there's a line, oh, chitter chatter all way. I won't chat to you. But if you're going to come and talk to me, I'll talk back, And and I am okay with that. The thing here is people have lost the art of that nowadays. People don't even talk to you at all. If they'll sit there in a crowd of people stuck there, not having conversations with anybody, moaning and groaning about the heat that or anything to themselves. And God forbid they're talking out loud and you answer a question because you can't see that they've got an earpiece in it and you're the asshole for interrupting their shit. Learn how to at least be in public when you're in public, There's no expectation of privacy when you're in public. If you don't want to talk to people and don't want people talking to you, maybe be on the phone elsewhere and shut your pie hole like everybody else, or be open to just polite conversation. If somebody says, "Excuse me," don't look at them like how dare they touch you. Just move the fuck out of the way. And when they say thank you, say you're welcome. Because the world has turned really, really, really unkind and they don't know how to be polite because nobody's polite on the fucking internet. I mean, we're talking when you text people and you text in a full sentence, it's aggressive. Well, then don't fucking text me because I do not text speech shortcut nonsense. And that's also a sign of being old, apparently. Good grammar. But so is cursive. So there's that. I may have opinions.
No,
Yeah, who'd have thunk?
not at all. Oh,
But yeah, so that poem really just kind of brought that to the forefront, and I appreciate that because you gotta love a poem that makes you think, makes you laugh, makes you feel something, and incites a conversation.
absolutely. And that was definitely one of them. That was fabulous. All right. Blessed, what is wishes?
I don't have a clue.
I don't either.
Just turn the volume down on whatever is playing, and that way if it plays, we can't hear it.
It's all there. This
Everything's
music.
going haywire.
Haywire, haywire. Okay. So yeah, this is me. This is called Vintage by Sweet Pea. I know a beautiful lady who will never be old. She's conquered the battle of worrying about age in a brilliant, simplistic way. Listen, she has to say. What becomes a vintage, priceless, worth more each day. What silver cup can speak of history? It will not share 80 plus years of eyewitness testimony. Does this cup have any talents? I paint, I learn, I grow. And I teach, and I share what I know. My home is not a castle, there are no pots of gold. But it's warm, and I will share my stories of love and woe. Born in 1933, you'll be amazed at the things I have seen. The politics, the wars, and the peace. Times when there were riches, or times when I was weak. In those glory days of giggling in fast cars or with fast men. My memories, they play in my mind, the good, the bad, the ugly, I fear. I relish in the possibilities of what will happen each day and each and every day. Each moment is a surprise with my husband of 25 years. His daddy worked with the Wright brothers. He knows everything about them flying machines. He's been soaring in the sky since the age of 2 and still tinkers with his.
Lost you. Sweet pea. Can't hear you at all.
Life isn't
Okay.
a moment.
Okay, you were gone for a long time.
Oh no.
Yeah. So if you don't mind, can you go back to he knows everything about them flying machines.
Okay. He knows everything about them flying machines. Stinkers. He still tinkers with his experimental airplanes in skies of blue. We don't care about material things. We focus on the basics and fun. Living and living and leaving memories with our loved ones. Life isn't about what you have or what you have lost. It is the journey you have traveled, the bridges you have crossed, those you have met, people you have trusted, befriended, and loved. The fun, the sadness, the madness. Life isn't a moment to enjoy while you are young. You have to embrace life even when you are vintage. And peace.
She's a smart, smart woman. Because here's the thing. When you have any knowledge and you have a yen for learning and growth and just having new experiences and you're willing to teach and share, that is a rare thing, because people are begrudging in this day and age. People like to gatekeep all the shit. People like to hoard their experiences and not share fully. It's like if you know how to do something and somebody wants to learn how to do something, you're like, well, here's the basics, and you go do you, and they don't offer what they've learned over the years of trying to do that same thing. Now, is there something to be said for people sussing it out themselves and gaining the experience of failing? Yes. But there's a kindness. I'm sorry, what?
No, go ahead.
Oh, um, there's a kindness in being open enough to want to see people succeed and pick it up and be better than you are, so that it continues to grow, and it does, and whatever form of art or creativity isn't a dying thing, because if we don't teach people, you know, they're not going to learn. It's like the handmade iron pots that are $1,000. It's like those old tea kettles that aren't old. They're handmade with a specific thing and yada yada blah blah blah. And I can't think of them, but they're stupid expensive, like $800. And God forbid if you put soap in it. I'm just saying. And you have to like use it every day to keep it seasoned and keep it. I mean, it's a beautiful story of how to make something so precise and so lovely. And it's a rare thing. Not everybody can make those. Not everybody can afford to buy them either. But all of these arts, those beautiful uh, hand painted tiles that they make from scratch over in Morocco, they are gorgeous. And it is a dying art. And so if we don't teach the people that are willing to learn, and we don't give them all the information and let them try and apprentice and actually be constructive, not just criticizing, then we lose so much in future generations of all of the things. And she was a beautiful, beautiful soul. And here's the thing. People go from waiting for their life to begin to worrying about their life being almost over. And in the middle, they forget to realize that what they were waiting for, they were already doing, because we're all living our lives right now, whether it's perfect or imperfect. And it's going to be imperfect because perfect doesn't exist. Just know that nothing is ever going to be perfect. But moments are. Emotions can feel that way. And if you have these experiences that you embrace along your journey, then you're not going to get to the end of it thinking that you left anything undone. Even if the journey isn't what you thought you wanted when you started, it's still your life. And we have to embrace all moments of it. Now, can you hustle to try to get from point A to point B in your journey? Absolutely. But if you're going from point A to point B, you're stepping on people, you're ignoring people, you're all of these things that keep you alone, you cannot then get to point B and wonder why nobody's with you. You have to embrace experiences and the people in your life. Because I know that they say that no man is an island, but don't we try to be? And I'm the queen of self-isolation because I don't want to burden people with my bullshit. Everybody has enough bullshit of their own. But here's the thing. Despite what we want and what we think, despite our fears and social anxiety, despite how scary it is to trust somebody, we all need people, at least a person, preferably two people, because you can't complain about your one person to that one person. They won't talk to you anymore. And but it's a hard thing to need someone, especially when you don't want to ever need anybody because you've been let down. So embracing your journey at some point is going to mean letting go of that isolation that we hold on to so that we can protect ourselves from all the things getting from point A to point B. And she was lovely.
Yes,
And
she was.
beautiful lesson, the fun, the sadness, the creativity, the madness. Life isn't just a moment to enjoy while you're young. You embrace life even when you're vintage. And I like vintage, I guess, better than old and used up. And so I love that ideology, and she was just a lovely, lovely person. And thank you for sharing her with us.
Not a problem. So, are you going to find something else to read on
I mean,
anything?
I don't think I have anything about old, but I do have stuff, I guess. I don't know.
You have stuff.
I can't pick shit. I don't with my crap. All right, let's see what we have.
You don't have crap, and you know that.
I do actually since 2021.
Well,
Okay.
you know.
Let's see. Did I read? I think I did. Okay. Hold on a second. Oh, I know. Indole. I gotta find it.
Okay.
This is same shit, different day, or I love the smell of Indole in the morning. Let me just get it up there.
All right. That sounds fabulous.
I mean, I don't know from fabulous.
I
But
like
since
it
I
fabulous.
mentioned there's no place to shit in my last poem, might as well bring all the shit in this one. So, I'm perfectly fine. It's fine. I'm not broken. Okay. And this is same shit, different day, or I love the smell of Indole in the morning. And for those who don't know, because I have lessons left and right, even when you don't want to know things, Indole is literally shit stink, and it is custom made for your own body. And so there's something comforting in the smell of Indole. So here's the thing. Here's some gross little tidbits. They use like microns of Indole, like shit stink, in perfume, because if it's not enough to make it smell bad, but it is enough to have undertones of comfort and makes us want to wear it. So now you know. Also, there's also a lot of like castor in there, and not castor like from the castor bean, castor from like the stink sacks of beavers. So beaver butt juice, all the things. All right, this is same shit, different day, or I love the smell of Indole in the morning. Same old, another hour turns year, turns who can bother counting at this point? Still, time bleeds essence into indole, and the fog continues to blind perspective in omniscient mist that eats dreams. If you can remember what they were to begin with, tomorrow is today, is yesterday, running lines that you can't snort away. Crepuscular skies lead lies that dawn smiles in hopeful anticipation of change that never comes. So eyes flutter in crystal remnants that scratch truth into what a day looks like. Same old, as days run lines. And poem.
Okay, so you can talk shit.
Oh, I talk shit. That's all I talk.
Oh, this is pretty funny. Well, time bleeds essence into indole, and the fog continues to blind perspective of omniscience mist that eats dreams. Oh, doesn't this shit just eat all our dreams?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Know it all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's Here's the thing, and it's true. We get bogged down in our own bullshit and our friends' bullshit and our family's bullshit and all the shit that really has nothing to do with us, or it's outside of what we can control. And we worry about it. We worry about the possibilities of people's reactions. We worry about how we react to other people's shit. We make ourselves small to make other people feel better, or we make people feel small so we can feel better. You're either on one side of that or the other, and it's all bullshit. It's all a mess of crap that is not a requirement for living a good life. It is not a requirement for being a good person. It's not a requirement for anything. So we sit there and um we absorb it all the nonsense. And for what? it eats our dreams. It takes up so much space that we can't function, that we can't sit down and do the things that we want to do because we're bogged down with all the things that we think are need doing. Now, there are things that need doing. You have responsibilities, and if you're a parent, you have extra responsibilities, job responsibilities, family responsibilities, house responsibilities, because, disrepair is disrepair. But outside of those responsibilities, what we want gets buried in other people's shit and things that got away from them that we can help with, and we want to help because good people help, and that's what you were taught to do. And what we want ends up not having anything to do with it,
Yeah.
And at that point, when we're too buried in the shit and too much time passes by, you find that 30 years have gone by and you never did write that book, and you never did go to California, and you never did do all those things. And now what? And not for nothing, if you haven't been training and you find yourself at 70 or
Feels
70
like 30
years
years have
old,
gone.
seriously, and if you find yourself at 70 years old going, I never climbed Mount Everest. Well, maybe try a rock climbing wall and don't die in the snow, because you have to scale back your dreams a little bit and work up to things that may have been a lot easier when you were younger. And nobody wants to. It's not that they don't want to, it's just, why bother? Too much time has passed. If it was going to happen, it should have happened already. And that's untrue bullshit we tell ourselves so that we don't have to hold on to hope that never happened. But usually things don't happen because we give up on ourselves. We put ourselves last. We sit there and we do for our kids, and we do for our parents, and we do for our siblings, and we do for our friends, and we forget to do for ourselves. And the unfortunate truth of people is that not everybody who does for everybody else is surrounded by people who also do for them. The truth is, in any given circle, you've got one person that gives to everybody and other people that give a little bit here and there and take all the shit. And it's unkind, it's unfair, and it's the status quo, because those of us who give of our time, who give of our services, who give of our knowledge to people that we care about, we don't expect a return on that. We do it because it's the right thing to do. And then people get used to counting on it so they don't have to do for themselves. And that's a hard line to draw. And by the time we realize it needs to be drawn, we're so far on the wrong side of that we screw ourselves. And when we go to take back that autonomy and we start saying no, then we're the asshole. Then we've changed. It's not that they're greedy or selfish or entitled. It's our fault. And that sucks. So yeah, all the bullshit eats dreams, which is, back to the, I love the smell of indole in the morning. Look at me having a point.
Look at you having a point. Go figure.
Rack and Tor, I'm so glad you're back.
Yeah, 30 years later.
And you look actually clear. Yeah, I see the R and the circle and all the things. Welcome to the last 10 minutes of the show. You've been trying so hard. We talked for a good bit about your poem, all Jimmy Stewart and all the things.
I wanted to make a crack about CP and the trench coat, but I couldn't. I heard her say something about it. But anyway.
It was so
awesome. Bad. Hey, listen, it's not any woman worth their salt and sexiness has gone in some kind of long coat, something, to somebody's job butt ass naked. I'm just saying. I mean, at least the people that I know have.
I'm not saying a word.
You're a person I know. And
yeah.
So I'm just saying. So here's the thing. When it comes to that, is it something you have to do? Never. However, if you are in anything, whether it's a coat, whether it is a wrap dress with just one bow to undo, whatever it is, that there's nothing on underneath there, and you're traveling around to somebody's whatever, I don't care if you show up at their door, here's the tip. Number one,
stay away from the schools.
No, well, ew. But so here's the tip. Make sure that you're not within viewing distance of a bunch of weirdos, that it's for whoever you're with only, because if you get too excited and you whip that thing open and their boss is behind them, that could get them fired, so we don't want that. But if you go to their door and all the things, and also don't do it after a fight, like your first fight, because you don't know what state they're going to be in mentally speaking. And some people are a-holes and want to have like video game like marathons with their buddies half drunk if they're in a mood because they got into a fight, and you don't want to just be like surprise and flash everybody. So use common sense and don't uncover until it's a safe place to uncover. I'm just saying. That's not to say that outdoors isn't nice sometimes, but again, and not for the crowds. Oh, you know what? Do what you want to do. Just don't get arrested.
Yes, please don't get arrested based on our
And don't
advice.
forget to cut off the
Well,
legs of the
That's all I
pants.
know.
What are you cutting
It's
off?
all
Like,
I-
And
pants
don't
for?
forget to cut off so you sew them to the bottom of the trench coat so it looks like you're not naked under the trench coat.
Oh no, sweetie. It's bare legs and heels.
Well, for a woman,
No, but I've never had a guy come at me naked like that because it's creepy. You see a
they're
guy
called
in a
flashers.
trench coat.
Yes.
Yes, no. Women are not called flashers because women don't do the flashing in the public. But women tend to do the flashing of the single person.
And
There's
then also,
seduction and
women
sleaziness.
well, women tend to judge you by your clothing too. So you flash a woman and you hear, you call that a lining? I mean, anyway.
I got flashed once on the train. I was 14 years old in the city, and I was on the
Oh,
subway, and I got flashed, and I laughed so hard that he ran away. And it wasn't so much that there was anything, whatever. I barely remember it, but I was just like, woohoo, I got flashed in the subway because I better than getting mugged. And because I never had any adverse experiences of as many times as I've been in the city. And I was giddy with the look, I got flashed. And no, they covered their face and ran away. My bad. Oops. My mom thought, she's like, my mom
I
was
used to
laughing
keep
at
a
me. She's
trench
like,
coat in my
only
car in
you.
case I got into an accident.
You used to do what in your car? You used to keep a trench coat in your car?
In case I got into an accident, because you're supposed to put on your flashers, right?
Oh, good Lord.
On that note, I think we're done. So
Okay.
what's coming up on Thursday? No, Tuesday. That's me. Okay,
That's you.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Okay, so on
No.
Tuesday is no is a complete sentence. Though it may not always be the kindest option, no means no. It doesn't mean ask later or ask again in a different way. If you ask me if I want something from the store and I say no, let it stand. If you ask me if you look fat and I say no, let it stand. While there may be an exception to every rule, no is a complete sentence.
Sweet.
I don't know if she's still there. I mean, it looks like she's still there, but I'll do the Thursday. So on Thursday, the 18th, it is people watching. Grab some popcorn and let's watch. We can't always avoid the crowds or overhearing intimate conversations. There is no expectation of privacy in public after all. So sometimes creating backstories, turn these moments with strangers into living poetry, tickling our funny bones, breaking our hearts, or just pissing us off. Some of us keep our eyes low and can't be bothered. Others, however, elevate people watching into an art form. So that is next Thursday. So like, follow,
Some of us like
share.
to watch.
And some of us like to be watched. I'm just saying. So like, follow, share, leave your opinion on our opinions. Click all the hearts and show us some love. We are live every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern. You can find us on Facebook, X, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday. And you can find all of our hundreds of hours antics of whatever you want, our whatever you want to call it.
Our show.
There's that on anywhere you listen to your podcast. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, all the places. Just type in Pretty Sweet, PRTTY Sweet, all one word. Click on the red shoes. And that will take you to hundreds upon hundreds of hours of us talking about all the things, usually with a whole lot less glitches. So, there's that to look forward to. So we had a fabulous time tonight. And we hope that you did too.
But if you did not, you can
fuck all the way
fuck all the
off.
way off.
Fuck all the way off.
There
you go.
Come
Good night,
on,
everyone.
everybody.